I just fielded a comment on my channel by somebody named Victoria. She said that I had not been trafficked. She basically implied that I was stupid and not intelligent for getting abused. Not stupid. I had complex and still do complex post-traumatic stress disorder because I was born a hostage to a mother who was a hostage. My parents weren't married. She tried to leave, she couldn't leave. I was born a hostage, so I recognized that I had mental health problems and still do complex post-traumatic stress disorder. That's not being stupid. That's a mental disorder that made me vulnerable. You called me stupid, and you refused to acknowledge that I had been trafficked and said that I had been abused instead. So I'm going to read you the definition of human trafficking, which we have right here. So let's go ahead and read it together. Human trafficking is a form of modern slavery and a serious human rights violation defined as the recruitment, transportation, and transfer, harboring, or receipt of people through force, fraud, which is what happened to me. So I was recruited and transported to another state, a vulnerable adult with mental health problems, a foster kid with complex PTSD who was vulnerable, who did not have the mental wherewithal to protect herself from a con artist. So this is a person who's recruited, transported, transfer, harboring or receipt of people through force, fraud, which is what happened, I was defrauded, or coercion for the purpose of exploitation. So I was defrauded and lured under false pretenses, a mentally ill, vulnerable adult across state lines with intent to exploit me. Victims are exploited for profit through forced labor, sexual slavery, or involuntary commercial sex acts, forced labor. So the definition of human trafficking is when you transport somebody, they get onto the plane or into the car. In my case, I was groomed for a very long time by this individual. And they are transferred to another location when the intent of the perpetrator is to use them for exploitation. In my case, the individual was exploiting me for sex and profit. The act is recruiting, transporting, transferring, harboring, or receiving individuals. The means can be using force, fraud, or coercion. In my case, it was through fraud and coercion. The purpose is to exploit another human being. So, yes, what happened to me falls under the definition of human trafficking. Victoria, you are a sick person. You are a heartless witch, and you are forever banned from my channel. And there's a little bit of an education from the idiot who got herself trafficked. Thank you.